help someone today.
Amen.
Lord, we ask this in Jesus' name. We thank you and praise you. Amen. Amen. Now, church, that little boy running around is mine. I ask you to forgive him because he's not in church with me often, but I ask you also to indulge him. That's my only son. And I think the world of him. So charge it to his head, not his heart. He doesn't mean any harm. Now, we've been celebrating the service, the dedicated service of our pastor. And today is the culmination of our appreciation. I want to let Pastor know that I am escorted by a total sense of awesomeness in this his celebratory achievement. Now, when thinking about the work that this man has completed, I thought about the Apostle Paul in his letter to the Romans. Now, I'm not going to use that as my sermon text, just indulge me for a few minutes. Paul's letter was full of various religious notions. Paul drew on his personal encounter with Jesus in this letter. Paul is trying to bring closure to the assertion that to serve God makes sense. He starts to build this argument from the first chapter to the 11th. Our justification of faith is enclosed therein. Now in chapter 11, the 33rd verse, Paul is overwhelmed. He's exhausted the idea he's trying to state. It's too big. Paul comes to a shouting moment. In the midst of his argument, he stops and shouts. Church, it's not an intentional shout. Paul is caught in the middle of a thought and is overcome by the feeling of the Lord. And that, much like is what we come here to do today. We come here to pause and shout in celebration of Pastor Bumpus. Because for years longer than I've been on this earth, this man has been here working, building God's church. We come here to shout about the reflection of God demonstrated in the life and work of this man. I can say that we were overcome by what God has done, so we come here to shout much like Paul did in the 33rd verse. When he says, oh, when he's building his argument. Now in the 33rd verse, Paul writes, oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out. This moment that we pause is not grounded in emotionalism, yet substance. The thing that Paul is saying about God is that whatever you find out about God, it's not final. This celebration today does not call for completion. Whatever we are celebrating about God is not his final work. That is why the songwriter wrote, please be patient with me. God is not finished with me yet. Some of us get so caught up in the nostalgia, caught up in where we have gone that we cannot get to where we are going. Do not act like God can do no more for you. Stay open. See, God has more disclosure he wants to let you in on. It need not surprise you that the church keeps getting better and better. Why the same God that called this man on the morning of his ordination is still here doing great and wonderful things.